8 signs you're a good-looking lady, confidence and attraction tips. Beauty isn't frozen in your 20s. It grows with wisdom, grace, and the way you carry yourself. If you've ever paused and asked, do people see me as attractive? You're not alone. True allure isn't about chasing perfection. It's about presence. Today, we'll explore 8 clear signs that you are more stunning than you may realize. And a 9th secret most women are never told. Sign 1. Strangers mirror your microexpressions without realizing it. One of the most fascinating signs of natural beauty is how people unconsciously reflect your expressions. A tiny smile, a raised brow, or even a gentle laugh often gets echoed right back to you. This isn't random. It's called mirroring, a psychological response that signals connection and often attraction. Studies in behavioral science, including work published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior, show that humans instinctively copy the facial cues of those they feel drawn to. Think about it. You're in a meeting, you soften into a smile while listening, and suddenly a colleague smiles too. Or during a casual coffee with friends, someone matches the same warmth in your eyes without even knowing they're doing it. That's genuine mirroring. It's different from forced imitation, where someone consciously tries to copy you. It feels more fluid, more natural, almost like a silent dance between two people. When others mirror you in this way, it's more than flattery. It reveals the harmony you bring into spaces. It shows that your presence sets an emotional rhythm, one that others instinctively want to follow. And that, more than anything, is a quiet mark of your attractiveness. Sign 2. People instinctively adjust their posture when you enter a space. The body often reveals truths the mouth never speaks. One of those truths shows up in posture. When people subtly straighten their shoulders, lift their heads, or shift into a more open stance as you approach, it isn't coincidence. It's a quiet sign of respect, awareness, or even admiration. These adjustments happen before the brain catches up, an instinctive acknowledgement of your presence. Of course, there's a difference between natural alignment and exaggerated display. Someone puffing out their chest or making dramatic movements may be performing, not connecting. But when the change is subtle, like a colleague at a networking event straightening as you join the circle, it feels genuine. They didn't plan it. Their body simply responded. Think about what that means for you. Your presence doesn't demand attention. It inspires it. You influence the space not with force, but with the grace of how you carry yourself. And sometimes the most profound proof of your beauty isn't in the words exchanged, but in the silent choreography the body performs around you. So notice these quiet signals. The body often speaks louder than words. Sign 3. Children and pets gravitate toward you with ease. There's something profoundly revealing about how children and animals respond to a person. They're unfiltered, deeply sensitive to energy, and naturally drawn to where they feel calmness and safety. When little ones lean closer to you without hesitation, or a dog settles comfortably at your feet, it speaks to more than kindness. It signals trust. This isn't about being playful, loud, or the center of attention. It's about radiating a quiet reassurance, a kind of presence that feels safe and grounding. You might notice it at a family gathering when a child who isn't even related to you drifts your way and lingers nearby. Or perhaps a friend's pet chooses your side of the couch, even though others are in the room. Moments like these remind us that beauty isn't only seen with the eyes. It's sensed, felt, and received on levels words can't capture. When children and pets respond to you with such openness, they're recognizing something true about your spirit. And that's the kind of presence that doesn't fade with age, style, or trend. It's timeless, and it's deeply magnetic. Sign 4. Your presence quiets social chatter for a moment. Every so often, you may walk into a gathering and notice conversations pause briefly, not because people feel tense, but because they've registered you. It's a moment of acknowledgement, like a collective breath, where energy shifts ever so slightly. That pause isn't about intimidation, it's about awareness. It's important to recognize the difference. Silence born from tension feels heavy, almost uncomfortable, but silence born from attention feels light, curious, and welcoming. It's not that you're being scrutinized, but rather that your presence has gently entered the rhythm of the room. Think about a dinner party where chatter softens for a second before flowing again, or a workplace event where people glance up and momentarily reset. These moments aren't staged, and they don't need explanation. They're simply signs that others have taken note of you in a natural, human way. This quiet is less about being watched and more about being received. It shows that your presence has weight, not loud or demanding, but calm and grounding. And in a world that often confuses influence with noise, there's real beauty in knowing that your calm alone can shape the atmosphere around you. Sign 5. Women study your choices more than your words. One of the clearest signs of attractiveness often goes unnoticed. You're being observed, not for what you say, but for the small choices you make. Women, in particular, have a remarkable eye for detail. They notice the way you knot a scarf, how you style your hair, or even the quiet confidence in how you carry your handbag. Sometimes this attention gets mistaken for judgment, but more often, it's something else entirely: admiration and inspiration. Think of a coworker who remembers your earrings weeks later, or someone who casually asks about your skincare routine after watching you glow in the office light. These aren't empty questions. They're subtle ways of saying, "I see something in you worth learning from." Being studied in this way isn't a burden. It's a recognition of influence, proof that your presence is teaching without words. You may not realize it, but you're shaping how others see possibilities for themselves. And that's a beautiful form of silent mentorship, where your choices ripple outward, inspiring others simply because you live them with authenticity. That quiet influence is its own kind of elegance, powerful, enduring, and deeply feminine. Sign 6. You're remembered in detail after brief encounters. Think about the people who stay in your mind after only a short meeting. It's rarely because of their outfit alone. It's the warmth in their tone, the rhythm of their laugh, or a small gesture that felt genuine. When others recall you in this way, it's a clear sign you left an impression that reached deeper than surface beauty. There's a difference between being noticed and being remembered. Appearance might catch attention, but energy is what lingers. Someone may not recall every word you said, yet they remember how your smile softened the moment, or how your kindness came through in a single comment weeks earlier. Those details live on because they mattered emotionally. Consider a colleague who brings up a story you told in passing, or a neighbor who recalls the exact way you encouraged them. These memories aren't accidental. They're evidence that you left a mark. Being remembered in detail is more than flattery. It's proof of impact. It shows that your presence carried meaning that stayed with someone long after you walked away. And that's one of the quietest, yet strongest signs of true attractiveness. You leave something valuable behind. Sign 7. Eye contact with you lingers slightly longer than normal. The eyes reveal what words often hide. When someone's gaze lingers with you just a heartbeat longer, it carries layers of meaning: warmth, curiosity, sometimes admiration. This isn't about staring or making anyone uncomfortable. It's about that gentle pause in eye contact that feels like a bridge, a moment of connection that goes deeper than casual interaction. There's a difference between this kind of lingering and the fixed look that feels unsettling. One is alive, responsive, and respectful. The other feels rigid or invasive. You might notice it in professional settings, like a client holding your gaze a little longer while you explain an idea. Or in friendship, when someone pauses mid-story, eyes still on yours, as if they want the moment to stretch just a bit more. What matters isn't the eyes themselves, but the connection behind them. That extended glance says, "I'm present with you. I'm engaged with who you are, not just what you're saying." So next time eye contact feels more like dialogue than observation, pause and reflect. Those moments of held gaze are quiet confirmations of your impact, evidence that your presence calls for more than a passing glance. Sign 8. Compliments often focus on your aura, not just appearance. Attractive women are rarely only complimented for being pretty or stylish. The feedback they receive often goes deeper. Words like "you brighten the atmosphere," or "your energy feels calming." These kinds of compliments point beyond surface beauty and toward something more enduring: the way your presence makes people feel. There's a clear difference between shallow praise and essence-driven acknowledgement. A passing comment about your outfit is nice, But when someone highlights your warmth or notes the sense of ease you bring, it shows they're seeing you, not just your reflection. You may notice this in unexpected places. A stranger might thank you for your kindness during a quick interaction. A colleague may remark on how your positivity lifted a stressful meeting. These are glimpses of how your aura is being received, even when you don't realize you're giving anything away. Surface beauty may catch attention, but radiance, true inner glow, creates lasting memory. And that's the kind of beauty that doesn't fade with time. Because when you leave, people don't just remember your features, they carry the feeling of being in your presence. That, more than anything, is the mark of enduring attractiveness. Bonus insight: the kind of beauty that inspires trust. Thank you for staying with me until the end. There's a form of beauty that goes even deeper than attraction. It's the kind that inspires trust. When people feel safe around you, they confide, they lean in, they open up. Friends may call you during their most vulnerable moments. Colleagues might share personal challenges they've never voiced elsewhere. This isn't just about being admired, it's about being relied upon. Your presence doesn't only draw people closer, it gives them courage to be honest, to seek comfort, to feel seen. That's when you know your beauty is more than appearance, it's influence wrapped in trust. And perhaps the rarest sign of attractiveness is this: when others know that your presence holds them gently, without judgment. That kind of trust is elegance at its highest form. If this spoke to you, share a single word in the comments. Presence. It's a quiet way for us to recognize one another and build a circle of women committed to growth, grace, and genuine beauty. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this added value to your journey, a quick like helps this channel grow and reach more women like you. Subscribe for daily insights and share this with someone who truly appreciates it. Your next video is already waiting on screen. I'll see you tomorrow.